Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I didn't really start this vlog as early as I should have. This is for August daily reading vlog for August the 12th. I had to work today, not what I wanted to do. Today was kind of a quiet, slow day overall, not a whole bunch going on, so but I got through it. So I have read some things. This is probably what I think what I'm going to do is on this video, I'm going to attach it with Tuesday because I don't feel like I've read some, but I'm not going to finish anything today. But I will be finishing 2 things tomorrow, hopefully. we hope. So I think I'll make this my 2-day vlog because I'm going to put up my book haul for tomorrow. Anyway, well, you won't know that because you'll see this afterwards. Anyway, point is, I just made that plan. Anyway, so I did start my buddy read with Tia at Genres and Journals, and we're reading Sanctuary, The Roman Chronicles by Ilona Andrews. This is connected to the Kate Daniels series. So it's only about 144 pages. So we read like the first 70-ish pages today, and then we will finish it tomorrow. So far I'm really enjoying this. He is one of those characters that is like a side character that's important in a couple of stories or a couple of novels, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, and then but he's been around for a while. So he is kind of the grumpy young priest whose god is considered an evil god, but really he's just a different Slavic god kind of thing. So it's not like quite the same as what we would consider evil. It's more just dark. Anyway, but he is at home during the Christmas season, just kind of chilling out because he doesn't like this time of year. And somebody appears on his property and asks for sanctuary, and it's a young teenage boy. So so far it's really interesting because we're getting more look into Roman and his life a little bit, and then people are trying to get this teenager, and I love all the creatures that hang out on the property, and that hang out in his house, and that he takes care of, even though he doesn't show like a lot of affection for them, but he cares about them, like, and stuff. It's just funny. And they're weird creatures you wouldn't really want in your house. It's kind of funny. Anyway, not a short story or novella that you want to read if you've never read the Kate Daniels series. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense with a lot of stuff that's in there. But anyway, it's kind of, as I said, it's kind of a side quest kind of novella. So, as I said, I left my book at work because I'm trying to read it on my breaks. So that's what I did today. So, so I got it done at my lunchtime, on my lunch break. Barely, maybe I read a page or 2 after my my timer went off, but not much. I was pretty close. Anyway, so I got that done and sent my message on that one. In the car, I listened to The Vicomte de Broglie by Alexandre Dumas. So this is a classic that I keep putting off. I am determined to finish the D'Artagnan romances sometime in my lifetime. But the point is that this is book 3 in the Three Musketeers series. Again, called the D'Artagnan romances. The Vicomte de Broglie, I started in December of 2020 and read a portion of it, and then abandoned it for various probably reasons, things going on in the world, in my life, and all that kind of stuff. And then I picked it up again in 2022. I did check this, and I did I reread it. I reread part of it and got to 150 pages. And then I put it down again. And then last year, one day, I picked it up and read about 45 pages. And I thought, oh, I'm going to continue. And then something happened and I didn't come back to it. So I made it to 196 pages total. And so 25 chapters. And then I just stopped. So this is a 600 page novel. Translated from the French by David Coward. I am listening to the audiobook by Simon Vance, which is really good. I do like Simon Vance for a lot of things I have read or listened from him, from nonfiction and classics. So, and maybe even some fantasy. I have to check that. But anyway, really good so far. I even went on my Audible to see if the other two were done by him that I could get, and I can. So I can continue if I decide for the main 5 novels. Anyway, there are more like side things, and one more other book, but we'll get to that later. I'm just dealing with the main ones right now. We're trying to get through this book. This book has been on my currently reading TBR for way too long, which is why it's one of my picks for Oldest August, put on by Elizabeth at Lizzie Faye Loves Books. So I did it as my book that's been on my currently reading the longest. That when I started Storygraph in 2022, this was the first. This is the book still from 2022 that's on that list. Anyway, even though technically I started in 2020, and it's not the oldest on my card of shame, but it's the oldest from Storygraph. I kind of went back and looked at that. So it is, yeah, it's not quite the oldest book that's currently reading, but currently reading on Storygraph. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying it. Again, it's hard because I have reread the first 100-ish pages. I know I've read, this is the 3rd time in 4 years that I've read, or a little less than 4 years. So again, some of it's a little repetitious to me, but it's not its fault. It's me. And also I'm picking up things that I hope that will be important later. So there's a reason I reread it. I didn't want to just jump in where I was, because I really did not remember a lot of this. And then as soon as, again, it's one of those things where when I reread it, then I remember. So we're following the Three Musketeers 30 years after the original book, and then 10 years after, 20 years after. So this book is split up into 2 parts. This book and, oh, I forgot to look it again. It's Louisa de la Valeraise, or Valeraze. I don't remember how to say that last name. I'll figure it out when I get to the book, because it's on my bookshelf buried somewhere. I don't even know what copy I have of that, if it's the one that goes with this one or another version. But I've never gotten there. So anyway, so I've mined that. So tonight I'm going to read as much of the Star-Cursed King as I can. Again, I am reading that on my Kindle, since that book is falling apart. That's by Carissa Broadbent, and that's a fantasy romance. So I read a little bit at work on my last break, but I still have over 200 pages left of that book. Yeah, I'm under I have about 400 at the most I have 400 pages done. So I don't think I'm that far. Anyway, a lot of things are happening. The plot, things are starting to kind of ramp up, because I'm at the 200 pages from the end of the duology. So a lot of things have happened. It's just a fun ride. I would definitely recommend, if you read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, that you continue to Six Scorched Crows and Six Scorched Roses, and then go directly into Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, and don't wait like I did. Anyway, so I'm hoping to get a good chunk of that done tonight, but I don't think I'll finish it. I don't think I can read that much before bed. But I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow, as well as I'll finish Sanctuary with my buddy read. So anyway, I will come back before bed and just give a quick little where I'm at on Ashes, and then I will continue into tomorrow and maybe do a little bit better about vlogging. I did do a couple errands on the way home today, so that's also why I'm kind of tired and I don't want to do much. Like, I had to go get some face cleanser stuff that I ran out of, and then and get shampoo and conditioner, because I was out and I just got my hair done, so I need to make sure I use good stuff. Anyway, that's it. I will check in with you guys later in a couple hours, and then we will continue on. Yeah. Who's the good kitties? Yeah. Okay, so wrapping up for the 12th, I did get to 492. So I have 108 pages left. So hopefully I can get that done tomorrow. That means I read about almost 130, I think. Maybe 125. Anyway, so I made pretty good dent. I am just into the part 6, and then there is a part 7, but I think I have about 70 pages to that. So, and then there's the very end. So I'm guessing that's the climax, because that'd be the last 35 pages, I think. Anyway, really enjoying it, especially what just happened. And I have to go to bed now, and I'm like, no, I want to read it. This is fantastic. Again, this is definitely one of the more better of the fantasy romances that I've read. I really am enjoying this series. Again, it's kind of on par with me with the Bladed Prisoner series, on how I feel that I just want to keep reading, and I love the characters in here, and I like some of the side characters, and I want to know more, and I'm curious to see where this goes, and I'm curious to see what the next book will be like, because they'll be switching to a different couple, but I don't know anything about it. I haven't looked at it. I pre-ordered it. Yes, I did. But I have no idea what it's about, because I don't want to know, because I hadn't finished this book yet. So, anyway, oh, it's so good. And I just don't read. As I said, I watched book 2, but I also, I read 125. So that's, not great, but overall for the day, I did very well. I didn't mention that I did get to page 94 in the Viscount. So I've read 7 chapters altogether. So I still have quite a ways to go again. But I forgot to mention that I read 94, and I got to 94. So I think I got a little bit over 50 pages today on that. Anyway, but this is turning out to be a really great read, on the road to be a 5-star, but we'll see how the ending goes, how I feel. But tomorrow I will finish Sanctuary first. That'll be my first priority on my breaks when I can. And again, I'll listen to the Viscount while I'm driving to and from work. If I have time during work, I will either, if I have time to listen to anything, I will. But like today, I didn't have time, or I didn't feel like it or whatever, but I might. And if I have extra break time, then yes, I'll, if I have time to at least read a little bit of The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, but if not, then I will read it tomorrow. I do have an eye doctor appointment. It's kind of a checkup from my iritis, which has cleared up, even though I don't know if it's fully healed yet, but I'm supposed to also have my annual eye exam. So if he still thinks that my iritis is kind of affecting my vision, then I might not actually do the full appointment. It just might be the medical side, and then we do the annual later, but we'll see what happens. But that's the only thing I have to do after work tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have to do that and get that done, because I put that off. But again, other than that, so then I will wrap. So today, this is going to be a longer video, because obviously I'm going to do 2 days, but I'm going to just add on tomorrow, because I think tomorrow, even if I don't think I'll come back until after I get back from my eye appointment, because I can't film during the day because I'm at work. So yeah, let's just assume that this will probably be, hopefully I'll be wrapping up Sanctuary when I get home, and then hopefully tomorrow night finishing off The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. But we will see what happens, and then make some progress on the Viscount de Bragelonne. Beyond that, I think that's it. So I will check in tomorrow. Okay, guys, it is the evening of the 13th. I did not film this morning. I was late getting to work because I just was. Anyway, I didn't sleep very well. Cooper decided to be cuddly and everything. So I just got home from my eye appointment. Unfortunately, I mean, my vision's great, so I get to get new sunglasses this year where I actually get readers, or the progressive. Thank goodness. There are so many days where I would have liked to have read with my sunglasses on and I couldn't this last year, but again, my vision's good enough. These glasses are going to go another year. As much as I have the paints kind of coming off some of the edges, I'm like, I don't care. I want the sunglasses more than I want a new pair of glasses. So anyway, so I paid for that today. Anyways, the appointment went okay, except that my iritis is coming back. Not happy about that. But all day I have been feeling my eyeball again. Again, it's an inflammation of the eye, and I do get it chronically every once in a while. It's a thing. He wants me to take some blood tests to check for certain things, which I'm fine with. It's just, I kind of think my relatives already kind of figured out it's a gene thing that's in our family, because my dad had it and his two of his cousins have had it. I'm the only one in my generation who has it. But, you know, that's just the way that rolls. Anyway, but I've had it, as I said, multiple times in my 20s and 30s. Well, mostly my 30s. I had a little bit in my 20s, mostly in my 30s and 40s, and now, of course, now in my 50s, which is not fun. Anyway, right now it's a really mild case, but it's just lingering. So he told me I'm going to go on the drops for another 3 weeks and just try to do it kind of slowly, and hopefully it'll fade. So I will be taking drops later tonight. Not right now because he put some stuff in my eye, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, let's talk about reading real quick. I just got out of the car because, again, it's like 5:30. So I listened to the Vicomte de Bragelonne in the car. As I said, yesterday I said I had finished 6 or 7 chapters, and I had my Roman numerals all messed up. I actually had finished, I think, actually 12 chapters, or I was just going to start chapter 12. One of the two. Anyway, so point is I think that's what it was. It was 94, wasn't it? Yeah, I had read 12 chapters, and I was going to start chapter 13. So I read up to chapter 20. So I am now at 155. So I am 40 pages from where I stopped last time. So again, all this stuff I remember from the last time I read it, but I'm glad I'm rereading it because I forgot a lot of things. So anyway, the Three Musketeers are all 4 of them are going in different directions. We don't know what's going on, but it's all connected to England and Charles II, who is waiting in the wings to take over. And it's all very political, taking place in 1660 and May 1660. And D'Artagnan just came up with a daring plan of what he's going to do of certain things. It's a really interesting one. It's kind of like 20 years later where they all were doing their own kind of things at certain times. So this one starts out and we don't know what's going on with everybody. So I really enjoying, again, the Three Musketeers series. But hopefully tomorrow I will have more time at work to listen to that. I just didn't today. But I did finish Sanctuary by Ilona Andrews, which is the first book in the Roman Chronicles. So this is, again, connected to the Kate Daniels series. Okay, I explained this earlier. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. This was just a lot of fun. It's just so short. I want more. I want more of his story. We got to know so much about him, even more than, we've learned about him through the other books and stuff. And he has always been one of my favorite side characters. I just love this grumpy priest of a dark god. He's just so much fun. And I liked the characters in here and what we kind of learned about them and some of his past and stuff, as I said. So this definitely leaves open. This is like definitely just an episode. And I'm guessing at least going to have one more book, if not 2, kind of like, like little side stories. But again, they are so busy writing books that I don't know when we'll get back to this one, but we'll see. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. And again, I'm communicating with Tia on that. So I think we both are, again, we always really enjoy Ilona Andrews. So that was fun. So I am going to finish The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Let's see here. I forgot to mark my thing here. I got a little bit read at work today. not a lot. And then I had to wait for my appointment a little bit. So I'm about 50 some pages from the end. So I'm in the middle of the climax. Things are just happening and I didn't want to put it down, but I had to go have my eye appointment. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff happening. I'm hoping to, as I said, I'll finish this here after I get some dinner and after I eat. So I'll be more comfortable then. I have no idea where this is, like, how this is going to end. And I'm really concerned about all my characters. It's just, what is going to happen? Anyway, I don't know. And then we'll see what I read after this physically. I am not sure. I don't know what I want to read after this because this is so good. And I'm like, it's going to be over soon. Anyway, so we'll, as I said, I want to finish those up. Finish that up. And then we'll see what I pick up next. I'm not sure if I want to go straight into another fantasy romance or if I want to do a paranormal or maybe something in a cozy fantasy. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But anyway, I will check in with you later after I finish the book and then we'll maybe see what my options are of what I'm going to read next. Okay? Are you guys enjoying the cooler weather? Yeah? They're still shutting, but yeah, it's cooler. Okay, guys, it's a little later. It's about 7:30. A little bit ago, I did finish Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I loved this. It was so much fun. And the ending just went in directions I didn't expect. And then it gave you kind of that cooling off period of what happened afterwards, the kind of what happens next kind of thing. I just adored this. I really had no idea where it was going and things that happened in here. There's a lot of good times where everything goes wrong and then they have to come back from it. And I really love Aurea and Rain. They're just great, great characters that we get to know in this one. So now I finished finally the first Nightborne duet. So I got this done and the 6 Scorched Roses. So I've read those 3. So there's now a kind of companion to the Crowns of Nyaxia, which is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, which is also by, from Carissa Broadbent. And that one is connected to this world, but is in the series Mortal Enemies to Monster Lovers, which, again, I have quite a few of them, and I've only read Slaying the Shadow Prince. So, anyway, I will read that at some point, not right away. But now I'm ready for the next book in this series. Again, it's the start of another duet, but I've already pre-ordered it, so it's coming. And she did have a note in the back of who it was about, so I'm excited. I still haven't read the synopsis because it doesn't matter. I've already pre-ordered it. So anyway, the last 15-20 minutes I was trying to decide what I was going to read, and I did pull like a whole stack of books off my shelf, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do kind of a try chapter, just kind of look at these and pick one up, and if one grabs me, then I'll just start reading it. And the first one I picked up, I'm going to try to read this. And I'm not sure how I feel about it yet because, again, I've only read 12 pages and the first chapter. And that's Wings, Once Cursed and Bound by Piper J. Drake. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, anyway. So this is a book that I picked up on a whim from Amazon. I saw it, I don't know, it recommended after I bought something, or it popped up somewhere, and I read the synopsis and thought, oh, that sounds really good. And at the time I was buying a lot of fantasy romances, so I bought this. It's the first book in the Mythwoven. Is that the name of the series? Yeah, Mythwoven. So this came out last year, so I bought it at the end of last year or early this year. I don't remember when it was. And so it's been sitting on my shelf here, and I keep looking at it, and it's under 300 pages, and I thought, well, you know what, let's try it today and just see, because again, it's one of those ones where I've seen nobody talk about it, and it has a really low rating on Goodreads, so I wanted to try it and either decide if I'm going to read it or get rid of it. So, again, the first chapter was pretty good. We're following Punch, she is doing a kind of dance recital for her community. And a friend brings some shoes that were donated, some red shoes that were donated. And she puts them on, and she's really attracted to him. And she has kind of some magical abilities. We don't know much about it yet. And then she senses somebody is in the theater where they're doing their practice, and he's not breathing. And then we get Bennett, who is the vampire who is there to get back the red shoes that are cursed. But he doesn't try to get him away from her. He's decided he's just going to wait until she dances to death with the curse, and then he'll just take the shoes when nobody is looking. So she dances, and then they take a break, and she's able to stop. So he's confused because usually the curse brick goes in, and they can't stop dancing. But she's able to stop. And then practice is about to resume, and he whispers from the shadows, "Don't." And so that's where I stopped at the end of chapter 1. Anyway, so there's something kind of myths going on. He works for some kind of shady organization. He's a vampire. She has some magical abilities, which I don't want to... there's something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but she is Thai American. So there's some kind of mythical thing from that culture. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try it, even though the rating is kind of low. I still am interested after reading the first chapter. So we'll see what happens. So that's it for right now. So I will come back in a little bit and say if I continued reading that or I changed to one of the other books or what before I close out the video. But we'll see. This is from what I got, that this might be a portal fantasy of some sort. If not, it's a myth fantasy romance of some sort. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Let me read a little bit more and decide. Because, again, I'm not sure I like it so far, but, we'll see what happens. Okay, so it's just after 9. I need to finish and wrap this up. So I made it about 52 pages into this. I think I read about 5 chapters. I'm not sure about this. Again, this is very much more on the urban fantasy, paranormal romance side, because they're in Seattle, but she's this mythical creature that she doesn't know why it's called a Kinari. Is that how you say that? From Thailand, something in their mythology. So that's great. I love learning about new stuff. But so far we haven't learned a lot because she doesn't know a lot. And so it's kind of weird how this starts. She gets kind of thrown into this, which is not a problem. It's just we're getting thrown a lot of things and different people who are in this house that she shows up in or goes to figure out about the shoes. Anyway, I don't know. I don't hate it yet or anything like that. I think I will continue reading this tomorrow. As I said, because, my eyes are starting to get tired and my eye kind of hurts a little bit. So I'm not sure I'm going to read much more tonight. But I will take this as my, book I can read at my lunch breaks and stuff. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. So kind of iffy. But it was on my shelf, so I wanted to try it. And, I've made it 50 pages in. So 1/6 of the way through the book already. So, we'll see what happens. I'm just not sure if I like how fast things are happening without really dealing with, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. So we'll see what happens. It just depends on how it plays out a little bit more. Maybe I'll make more of a decision once I hit 100 pages. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up for this 2 days. I know it's a little long video because I had to take a day for my book haul yesterday. Well, I'll put it up. Anyway, point is that I just went on. So I did finish Sanctuary and the Star Curse King, which I'm really happy about both of those books. And then, so we'll see. I'm going to continue on with the Vicomte de Breguillon, and I'm going to continue on with Wings Once Cursed and Bound. We'll see how tomorrow goes. It's Wednesday tomorrow. I don't have anything but work. Work is all... I'm hoping to hear from the construction company about the garage doors, but we'll see how that goes. Again, insurance company not helping out. Anyway, I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye.